Dirty South, dirty, dirty. Can y'all really feel? I got the East Coast feel, West Coast feel. Dirty South, dirty, dirty. Can y'all really feel me? Feel it. East Coast feel. Say what?
Hey beauties, welcome back. It's me, Lydia Marie. Welcome to the 90s. Today we are doing a 90s makeup inspired look simply because I wanted to try out this lipstick from MAC in the shade Hodgepodge. Now this is a little bit out of my comfort zone because y'all know I am a warm tone girly. But I wanted to try this lipstick, and when I swatched it, I was like, actually it's more brown than grayish, but it's giving cool tone anyway. So I said, why not sit down and do kind of like a 90s makeup inspired look with a darker eye, a little bit of carved out cheeks, but still very matte, very sleek, very much a grunge type of look, at least my interpretation of it. So if you would like to see how I got this makeup look using this or focusing on this shade from MAC in the shade Hodgepodge, I hope that you will keep watching. If you're new here, hey, my name is Lydia Marie. I mainly do beauty content for women over 40, but everybody is welcome here to the beauty family. Consider hitting that subscribe button and turn on your notifications. Let's go ahead and get into this quick makeup look. Starting off doing some color correction with my LA Girl Pro color correction, and this is a full coverage color corrector, and I'm just going to place that where I normally do. Before doing foundation and right over the color correction, I'm going to do a full coverage concealer. And I'm using a Too Faced Born This Way. And we're just going to start building the base. Because again, for the 90s look, it's not shimmery or glowy. It's just a natural matte finish. And I'm going to be using the Haus Labs foundation, which has a little bit of radiance to it. So underneath, I want to make sure that everything that I want to cover is covered, and that'll give it a more full coverage look without using completely full coverage foundation and things like that. So you guys, my mic cut out a little bit here, but I'm using my Haus Labs foundation in the shade 330 Medium Cool. It's the same one I always wear, and I took about 2.5 pumps, and I'm just going to blend that over my entire face and give me just a smidge of radiance after applying those two full coverage concealers. I'm going to do a little contour bronze situation with my Fenty Matchsticks in the shade Mocha. This is a little bit warmer, so it's a little bit softer contour because we're not going for model 90s, we're just going for the grungy 90s. So it had a little bit of carving out, but nothing too crazy. So just a little bit of shape. And we're also going to cover this with powder, so it will be some bronzing that is more than this. And we're going to cover that part with powder just to bring some shape. So yeah, just a little bit. And you can see that Haus Labs is such a radiant and gorgeous foundation. So I will be taking that down just a little bit with some powder after I set the rest of my face. Going in with another full coverage foundation for my under eye. This is the Bobbi Brown Full Cover. None of these products are new. I mean, not one thing is new. These are pretty much my tried and true products. And it's not going to be a super bright under eye, but it will be a very concealed under eye for sure. So the 90s, unless you were doing like runway type in the 90s, you didn't have a super bright eye. But again, we're also going for grunge. We're going to make it work around the lipstick. And actually, I'm going to let this dry down for about 30 seconds. And then I'm going to blend it out. So the concealer has me looking nice and even, which I love, and I'm letting it sit for about 30 seconds or so. Then I'm going to go in with some Laura Mercier Ultra. This is not the Ultra Blur. This is the traditional. So it's a little bit more mattifying, but it's still very lightweight. Powder. You guys, I am so bummed today. That's why I sat down at my vanity to do some makeup. I am just over applying for these jobs, and I'm getting so many rejections. I feel like it's a joke. Like, am I being punked or something? Like, every day for as many applications, I'm just going to tap this off. For as many applications as I put in, I get twice as many rejections. And the rejection emails that come in like a day after you applied, you're like, I know there's not a human being that is looking at these applications. But I told my mom and them, I was like, I am extremely talented, and one of my best talents right now is getting turned down for jobs. Like, I don't know what's going on, but it's starting to bum me out. So for my eyeshadow palette, I'm going to be using this bronze, what is this called? It's Mini Glam palette from Natasha Denona. This is about as close as a taupey cool tone palette that I have, even though it has browns. So I'm going to start building up some color with this taupe shade right here. And the eyes, again, they're going to be a little, you know, cool toned in that it will have some grays and a little bit of taupe. And this is reading brown, which means this brush is dirty. So that's fun. Let's find a clean brush. Here we go. I have a clean brush. So it is a little brown shade though. So you see what I'm saying? But it is taupe. So I'm just going to build this little taupey shade in the crease. And there's not going to be any sparkle. It's going to be a matte eye for the most part. And just kind of build this in. And you see what I'm saying? It's giving a little taupiness right there. So that is the crease color from this mini palette. So I'm going to do a little bit of this kind of a gray shade. It does have a teeny tiny bit of a metallic finish, but it is still soft. It's not glittery. And this is from MAC. Please don't ask me the name of it because I've had this MAC palette for many years, and I popped it into the Z palette, and I know the names are on the back of them, but I can't get the shadows out of here without breaking it. So we're just going to do a little gray right here, like so, like that. A little bit in the corner, and I'm just going to keep that here because it does have a teensy tiny bit of a soft metallic finish. And this is suiting my mood. This little grayish moment, it's suiting my mood. I know it has to be a reason while I'm getting all of these no's. What that reason is has yet to be revealed to me, but I'm just trying not to. Yeah. All right, the last shade I'm going to put right here on my lid. This is kind of like a taupey shimmer, and I think that shade is called Soba from MAC. I wonder if they still make these shades. I'm going to have to look and see. But I built my own palette from MAC years ago, and that's a great way if you are into shadows but you don't really like some of the palette stories, is to build your own. Single shadows are sold at MAC. You can get them from Anastasia Beverly Hills. I'm using a concealer brush, but it does not matter. You can get them from Anastasia Beverly Hills, MAC. I know Sephora has a lot of single shadows that are way they're not expensive at all. Sephora shadows are not expensive at all. So I'm just going to put that kind of right here. A little bit up into the crease. Like that. And let that be the eye. So I set my face with the Maybelline Fit Me powder just all over the face. And I'm going to give myself a little pop of peach. This is the Mented Cosmetics blush in Peach for the Stars. And I'm just going to give myself a little tap of that blush right here. Just for a little subtle pop of color. And then we're going to move on to the lips. Okay, so this is what Hodgepodge looks like. It's a cool toned brown shade. And it looks more grayish on me. So that's what it looks like. But when I put it on, it's really giving a good grungy lip shade. And I have a lip liner somewhere. I thought I had it with me. I want to use the shade Cork instead of Chestnut. Everybody is using Chestnut, but I think Cork is a better fit. So let's just try it on without the lip liner so we can see. It's the silky matte formula too, so it glides on really smoothly. Let's try it. Here's the pencil. It's so tiny. I am gonna use Cork. No, Cork instead of Chestnut. Sorry. See, I think that gives it a more intense brown, not as harsh as Chestnut would, because Chestnut is that deep dark brown. So yeah, I love that color. I was so nervous about Hodgepodge because I was like, this is gonna look too cool on me, but actually the brown, it works. Yeah, it works with the whole look, right? So it brought everything together. The cheeks, the eyes, a cool tone brown, or as we used to call them back in the 90s, a smoker lip type of brown. Alright, so this is the final look. I really like how that all came together. It's not normally that I will wear silvery and gray as the main color on my eye because me and cool tones, I'm more of a warm tone girl, but I really wanted to do a whole look based around this lipstick, and I really feel like you can do a nice brown with this, a nice brown eye, or do it all monochrome with a nice brown blush, a powder, but I really just like the way that lipstick looks with this eye. This is very therapeutic just to sit down and play with some makeup. If you made it this far in the video, I hope that you would consider giving this video a thumbs up. With the exception of the MAC palette, everything else will be linked down below. I will double check and see if any of these shades are still available, and if so, I'll link them as well. But everything else will be in the description box, including this lovely lipstick. I have seen nobody look bad in Hodgepodge. Nobody has looked bad in this color. It's stunning. But of course, let me know what you guys think, and I'll see you back here for my next video real soon. Bye.